Who's next?
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Gamer.LK's Valorant, Logitech G Valorant Pro League powered by Viewsonic Gaming. We just finished match 1 of Group 1, and right now we are heading on into match 1 of Group 2, which is of course going to be the second match for today. We had exciting stuff all evening, and right now we have much more to look forward to as well. And joining me to cast today's match, or rather the next match, we have Zeno on board. Hi, good evening, Zeno.
Hi, Kitty. Hi, good evening. Yeah, excited.
How are you
for
doing?
the
Are
match
you
after-
excited
Yeah.
for this match?
Yes, I am actually. Yeah, I just I was watching the stream of the first match, and yeah, that was some good stuff coming in from both teams. Yeah.
Indeed, and of course, just reminding everyone about what the next match is. This is Group 2 Match 1 between Xiphos Esports and Union Gaming, two of the giants in Sri Lanka, not only in Valorant but in other competitive games as well. And heading on into this match, both of these teams are fan favorites to head on into the knockout stages as well. So just a brief reminder of these two teams. Just taking you through these two teams rather. Starting off, we have the members of Team Xiphos Esports. We have Shinigami, Captain Cutler, Thunderflash, Sinbad, Bane is Insane, Kiwi, and Deadshot. And forming the team for Union Gaming, we have Roach, Not Benjay, Defiance, Hurricane, and Cringe. So these are the 5 players of each team going head to head against each other in the first match of Group 2. So, we saw the earlier matches. We saw Ascent being played. We saw Icebox being played. So, Zeno, what are your predictions for the maps when it comes to this match? How do you think things are going to go?
So historically speaking, I think the team from Union Gaming, they don't really have a preference on playing bind. So I think we might see, and also I think from my experience with Xiphos Esports, I think bind is definitely gonna be banned. I have a feeling. I have a feeling they are going to go for. I think Haven is going to be a surefire pick. Oh, okay. Never
Okay,
mind.
look at this.
Yes. Yeah.
Breeze
So
and
the two
Fracture.
new maps. Yeah.
Indeed. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you were looking, at the launch of the event and even during the last match, both Terra and Might wanted to talk about how Fracture was a map that both of them wanted seeing played. Fracture
Yep.
is not a map which we have seen in competitive play in Sri Lankan tournaments at the moment. So,
Yep.
that's the first time for everything. And we
Yep.
have Fracture being the pick from Union Gaming.
Yeah, and I think, for them to go out and pick it like that, I think they have maybe something in store for us, and maybe they are confident in that map. And let's see how it goes. And as for the Breeze pick by Xiphos, I think the players, Thunderflash, Deadshot, and Sinbad, actually, they formed the previous roster of Crash Landing on You, and I think they are pretty well versed in Breeze, and they do know that Union Gaming historically haven't been as good in Breeze as they would have liked to be. So I think, we'd see a nice matchup, and I'm especially, really happy to see Fracture, and I'd like to see how it's going to be played.
Amazing. So before heading on into the agent select, just a small reminder of the endorsements, the partners of who is making this event possible. We have the title partner, which of course is Logitech G, one of the world's leading gaming peripheral brands and pioneers in driving forward the esports performance market. And not forgetting, powering this event, we have Viewsonic Gaming. Viewsonic Gaming carries the legacy forward in producing esports performance-focused monitors for gamers much like us. And of course, energizing this event, we have none other than Red Bull. So these are the people making all of these possible. So I believe with that said, we can actually move on into the agent select of the first map, which is going to be Breeze. So as you said, Breeze, a map which is selected by Xiphos Esports, a map which Union Gaming have not been quite well versed, as you said, and then Union Gaming going with Fracture, a map which is fairly new, which Xiphos Esports might not be expecting. So, we have curveballs being thrown from either teams at each other. So I believe we do have really great games to watch out for in the evening. So why don't we just join the agent select and see how things are. So meanwhile, while that gets ready, what do you think is going to be the roster of the agent selection like for both these two teams?
I think it's gonna be a standard agent select from both the teams. I don't think we'll see a double duelist lineup, but I've been proven wrong before. I mean, I think it's gonna be the Sova Sky, Jet, Viper, and the Cypher or a Killjoy. The pretty standard lineup on Breeze.
Indeed.
And
so
even on the side of Union Gaming, I think that should be pretty much I think that's what they'll go for. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just wait and see which agents that both of these two teams decide to go with. Of course, both teams are fan favorites to going on into the semi-finals. And speaking of fan favorites, if you do have your favorite team, you can head over to a poll on the Sri Lankan Valorant community group, and you can vote for your favorite team. And you can, just vote for them, give them that vote, cheer them on, which can go a long way of, supporting them morally, which could give them the confidence boost that they need to see them and just push them to the semi-finals at the end of the day as well. So just focusing on the group standing so far, as we had the first match, which was between Noob Alliance and Evox Esports. Noob Alliance were the victors of both matches, which meant that they now have 4 points on their name after the end of both those maps. Evox Esports sadly walking away with 0 points. So they yet have to compete with the rest of the teams in Group A to somehow have a fighting chance. Of course, that doesn't mean that Noob Alliance is in the clear. There are still 4 more matches for them to play, so things can go either way. And of course, Group 2, we have yet to begin. This is the first match between UG and Xiphos Esports. So let's just see how things go. If
right.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the agent select, I guess. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah. Technical difficulties. We fall into these things. We have wrenches thrown in. It's all in a day's work of playing Valorant, I would say.
Yeah.
Getting burdened by power cuts, getting burdened by internet connection drops. Just another day.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, we have the new agent coming in. Not I would say an official reveal, but we had just tidbits being thrown out at Valorant Champions of a new agent. Somehow, maybe I believe a sprinter, as they said. According to the tidbits, yes. What rumors have you heard?
Rumored to be a duelist, and I think she's from Asian origin. I think specifically the Philippines. That's what I've heard actually. But I mean, if that was the case, then that's like huge for our region, especially getting a shout out after our strong showing in Champions. Actually, the Southeast Asian region, like we surprised a lot of regions out there by extent, especially taking out Envy, who were one of the tournament favorites. So with that, and if the new agent is to be an actual agent from the Philippines, then that would be like actually huge for region as well.
Yes, indeed. We had XSN beating Envy. We had Crew going a long way, making it into the semis. We had a lot of curveballs and a lot of wrenches in the mix thrown at champions, right? The underdogs beating the standing champions and going a long way. And do you think we can see the similar gameplay coming at the Valorant Pro League right here that we're having?
I mean, it's Valorant, right? You never know how it will
You never know what happens.
Yeah, you never know what happens, and at the end of the day, the better prepared team wins. And I think we could definitely see some curveballs thrown in here and some upsets as well. So when you consider the tournament format as well. So there's no straight knockouts, and it's actually takes into consideration how consistent a team can be throughout the tournament. So just because
Yes.
you let's assume you win one or two matches by like pure luck or things going your way, that doesn't really help you. I mean, it does help you get some points, but in the long run, I think the format will favor the more consistent teams.
Amazing, yeah. So every team gets a chance to play with each other, get a feel of how the other teams are like, be more included, and in the end,
Yep.
the top 4 teams will be making it to the semis. So just taking a look at the groups, as we mentioned, we had Noob Alliance and Evox Esports earlier from Group 1. We have yet to see Maximum Esports and Phoenix Gaming. I believe their match would be tomorrow. And up next, we have Xiphos Esports against UG, and yet to see Wolfgang Esports against Techmorph. So it looks like we've got really power-packed groups both left and right.
Yep, true. And I think, both power pack groups, but that group 2, though, it's the group of death.
Indeed, it's
Yeah,
going to be a hard group to come out of, and if they do come out
Yeah.
of, they have a really high chance of winning. Would you say?
Yep, they do. Yeah.
Indeed. So Terra actually spoke to the managers on a few days back when it came to the seeding, and they just had a few words with every manager what they thought, and like literally everyone had to say was they've been preparing really well for this, having scrims left and right, comping up and playing against international teams, going the international way. Everyone has been putting in the sweat, the time, the hours, getting ready for this tournament. I mean, after all, this is where the best of the country actually compete, isn't it? So we wouldn't expect perfect performance from them throughout the tournament. And as you said, consistency is key. 1 or 2 lucky matches won't change anything. You need to be consistent in and out. So yeah, we will truly see the best teams moving forward in this.
Yep. Right. Still waiting on the map veto. Like you said, it's just another day.
Both teams just getting ready. Yeah. So I mean, looking at Valorant, it's been what came out in last year June. Hasn't been 2 years there, but has gained popularity really, really quickly. The momentum is keeping on growing. There's a massive fan base. It's a game which has a lot of popularity at the moment. A lot of new players as well.
Yep, and so I think what Riot is doing really well is how they allocate slots to every region. So they don't back in CS, I think our region especially did not get much recognition. There's always, in the major CS, in the CS majors, we'd always see one Asian team if you're lucky, and that team was Tailu from China and Japan and Indonesia, I think. So it was a mix-up team, but what Riot is doing is really good. So they're giving each and every minor region a chance, and in Champions, like I said, those minor regions prove that they are not really minor regions, that they have what it takes to, compete with those so-called major regions. So that's, I think, a huge, I think one of the biggest reasons that Valorant has gained popularity so much. And also here in Sri Lanka, so I mean, no offense to not no offense. I mean, no offense to COD, but it has been a COD for specifically. It has been in Sri Lanka for like I think more than 10 years now, and it was a game that was growing out. I mean, people weren't really playing it internationally, and it was being played consistently here. And the only reason that it has waned in popularity is because all these players are moving into Valorant because they see an opportunity, right? It's a new game. They see an opportunity. They know that if they, adapt to it fast, they can make it internationally potentially. So yeah, that's why actually Valorant has gained so much popularity, and why I'm so yeah.
Indeed, and of course, we have a bunch of new players starting the game every single day as well. And if anyone new is watching this tournament, of course, you get to see the best of the country playing and doing what they do best. So if there's anyone here who is new to the game, this is a really great opportunity for you to learn a thing or two, and we will try our best, just to explain what's going on, and just try and maybe teach a few things along the way as well. So yeah, it's been a really great thing, as you said. The region has been making its mark extend, leaving a really great mark for to Asia at the previous champions. Lots of heads turning their way, and just putting a mark.
Don't
and
forget
setting
Team
it up for
Secret.
Indeed.
Yeah.
A lot of teams you cannot forget, especially in NA. Whatever is said or done. So I think we are having a few technical issues. The teams are still getting ready, and due to certain issues, we are still taking a few more minutes to set this up, I believe.
So coming back to Fracture. So I'm actually excited to see the first ever competitive matchup in Sri Lanka on Fracture, and to think that UG I think it was UG who picked Fracture. I think to go know that they straight out went and picked that as the map that they want to play. I think they are going to trying to prove a point here that they adapt to the game fast, because
it's a statement.
Yeah, it's a statement, because one of the criticisms that UG had throughout, when they first moved to Valorant, because they were a legendary CS:GO team, so they were the best in the country by far. At least most of their roster. So one of the criticisms that they had was when they first moved into Valorant, they were dominating the game like they did in CS. But as the game progressed, and as more people started coming in, one of the issues that they had was that they did not adapt fast enough. So they were not up to the meta. So to go ahead and pick Fracture here, I think they're trying to come out with a statement saying that we have learned from our mistakes, and we are here to prove a point. I think that's what they want to do. They want to say here. Yeah.
Amazing, proving a point, making a statement, going big with the first map of Fracture, that being their choice, of course, and the first Fracture battle that we are seeing in Valorant history in Sri Lanka as well. So we have two maps, Breeze and Fracture, both new additions, I would say, relatively new to the Valorant map rotation. And there we go. Xiphos' pick is Breeze, Union Gaming picking Fracture. Both maps, I believe, Viper is going to be good in. You have Cypher being used, you have Killjoy being used, Sky maybe, and of course, looking at Fracture, like you would have entries from both sides to both sites, not your conventional, three entry site that you would normally see.
Yeah, true, and it all depends, I think, on the agents on how your agent composition goes, because I think from watching Champions was actually my first exposure to Fracture as well. I think I think we saw Gambit, who won all their Fracture maps, and they played just with the Brimstone. So they focused on site hits through one lane. Basically, they did not go for many splits, and it worked out for them. And on the other hand, we saw Fnatic, who were, I think, by far the best team on Fracture, and they went with the Viper Astra hybrid.
Combo.
Yeah, with a double controller composition, and lurks are really powerful on this map. So and I think Boaster played that to perfection, and it's all about how you approach this map, because while other maps are like standard conventional maps where you take map control in a certain way, I think when it comes to Fracture, you have a lot of things that you can do, and any approach that you choose, as long as you execute it right, it should work for you.
Amazing insight, of course, a map that I know both of us cannot wait to see, a map that I know the audience cannot wait to see as well. But of course, before that, we do have Breeze standing in the way. Breeze is, of course, going to be the first map, the pick from Xiphos Esports. And I believe both of the teams are ready, and we can move on into the agent select and we can start the match.
Yep.
We have received the go from pieces, maybe. Okay, yeah, we'll be heading on into I think the map Vito.
Right,
Okay, there we go.
so,
We begin the match.
Right. Wait. Ice box? I'm a little confused right now.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure if it's a change in the map or if it's something wrong with the graphics.
I think it's something wrong with the graphics because we
Okay,
don't usually
there you
see sky on breeze. Yeah, sky on iceberg. Yeah, there we go. So, okay. From the side of Xiphos Esports, it is like I said. I think the standard, agent lineup, but we are seeing a double duelist lineup coming from Union Gaming with
from
the
UG.
Reyna and
Yes.
yeah, with Reyna and Jet. So let's see how it goes. Starting off with round 1.
So already we see, the site being cut in half by these Viper walls coming in, and of course we have Viper playing there on double doors, Soul River playing back on wooden boxes, and at the moment Xiphos Esports is poking, prodding to see what's going on, taking a fair bit of damage in the process, but of course they do have the Sky to heal themselves up back to full HP.
But in the meantime, I think we've seen the Roach on that Reyna has pushed up mid for the information, and so has the Viper on the side of Union Gaming. And right.
Yep. Keeping that space in middle, which is a really great point of contestants. Of course, Sinbad using those recons to try and get space, try to push into the A side. The Viper walls making work for them, cutting it up. First kill there, UG. UG.
Spike planted.
Here you see it with 2 nice kills on that classic, and suddenly we are left on a 3v5 retake for Xiphos Esports. Just as I said that, 2v5, and I think the Viper is running for his post-plant lineups, but I don't think it's actually enough time for him to delay the spike any longer. So
Indeed.
he's able to get a kill.
Of course, he manages to get one kill for his efforts, but of course, Benjay has enough HP left and enough time left to stick with the fuse. Of course, when it's just one player left, when it's a Viper, obviously the first thing you go is just try and see where he's making these lineups from. Roach obviously knew this. He went and he just caught the Viper just staring at the sky.
Yep, and I think unfortunate for Xiphos if they had stalled a little bit longer for their Viper, they could have maybe potentially won the round, but UG were just too good for them. So yep, round 2, and we see a mid wall coming down here from Xiphos Esports, and they're going in for a fast push through double doors.
Indeed, Roach of course reads this perfectly, gets one kill, gets traded off by Sinbad. Viper there for a quick 2k, and Benjay to cover things up, sees one, spots a second, and the recon makes his life easier. There you go.
Yep. Quick cleanup on the side of UG, but Xiphos were on their second round eco buy because they lost the pistol, and they played it fast. They tried to play the numbers advantage, like force 5 people through one single choke point, and did not pay off. But now I think we see a full buy coming in from the side of Xiphos, and the bonus round for Union.
Yeah, so this is what makes it interesting, right? So this is the buy round for Xiphos. They need to not only try to win this, but also to try and keep those weapons intact, I would say. The Sovereign comes in. Aggression there. Benjay gets the first initial pick, gets second.
Down A.
How does that work? Kiwi, of course, good for the trade.
No clue. And so Xiphos on the back foot on their buy round. Not looking good for them. if they lose any more on this buy round, it's not gonna be a good look for them, at least economically. And yeah, and Soul River gets the kill with that Marshall. Sinbad is able to get the trade onto KUCF, but I mean,
Nearly
it's
missing off
yeah,
on that dash. Sinbad spots him through the smoke, gets that kill,
gets a
decides
kill,
to go
but
for the plant that is Bane. And it's a 2v2 and a post-plant situation. The Viper is still alive, puts the wall up, Recon comes in, Roach takes it out.
One enemy remaining.
and Jazz gets the kill on Sinbad, and it's been insane left on a 1v2, which he cannot convert. And there we go, the bonus round win for Union. I mean, yeah, that's not good economically for the side of Xiphos Esports.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Might need to go with, a save. Another round for UG, I would say, if of course there's an eco round for them. And yeah, Xiphos Esports. I mean, it's still 3-0. That does not mean
Yep.
anything in a game like that. We've seen 10-2, we've seen 9-3. Things turning around really, really quickly.
Yep, and yeah, and one of the things I noticed was Benjay is usually I mean, he's one of the best ciphers in the country, and he is on the SOA for Union Gaming on this map. So, some change-ups we've seen coming in from
And look
Union.
at this, Roach gets on top, being aggressive. Deadshot, meanwhile, gets a first skill in A side. Or rather, yeah, he peeks through mid, he gets the first skill. Roach here,
And
spots
Roach
one, gets that
here.
quick
Down
will.
mid.
Yeah, that wall does not help with Roach's position here, and
Does he spot the second? He spots him going in. I assume, he gives the callouts to his team. They know that one player is inside A, but where is the Sova lurking from?
yeah, and they do. Roach has also spotted out the spike in here, so
One enemy remaining.
and Jazz gets a kill on Sinbad, and Roach with the conversion onto Thunder Flash. So that's the eco round. Pretty good damage, I must say, from the side of Xiphos. They were able to take out some of the weapons on the side of UG, but it was more like a second bonus for UG. So if you can see on screen right now, it's not hurting the economy at all, with Roach having 5k 5,000 plus credits in his hands, and this has become a must-win round for Xiphos at this point.
Yeah, River is investing in Upward, and looking at the ults that they have left, UG have the Viper speed. So does Xiphos Esports, and I think the Viper on Xiphos Esports actually took a judge to play for this round, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Benjay is also just 1 point away from getting his Hunter's tier as well. So we
Yeah,
might
and
see
we
these
see
ults being
some-
invested maybe this round or the next.
Yep, and we see some mid-aggression from Xiphos. So I think of the 4 rounds we've seen, I mean, of the 5 rounds, including this, on 3 of the rounds, they are really focusing on mid, and yeah, they
Indeed,
really
yes.
want the space on mid, and we see Sinbad here lurking up, trying to get onto Nest, but Roach spots him
there
out,
with the
gets
cross
that
cover.
kill. Yep. Good cover there coming in from Roach, and they still do have this control on middle, but UG have read this perfectly, so they don't want to fight for middle. They're just playing on the sides, so they're double stacking sides, and I mean they don't really care about this map control that UG's Xiphos is taking away from them.
30
They
seconds left.
they want to hold on to their sides, and they know that they have it locked down. So a push coming in through the tunnels, and
Down
Roach is
B.
able to get a kill,
One
and
enemy
Jazz and
remaining.
Roach are just cleaning up Xiphos over here, and
10 seconds left.
Yes.
not looking
Indeed.
good. I think, yeah, been insane. Last man alive in mid gets 1 kill, but Jazz is
Chaz
able to
is
get the
good
trade,
for
yeah.
3. There we go. And I believe with that round set it done as well, Jazz gets his ult. Now they have 3. They have the Cypher ult, they have Viper's Pit, and Roach, of course, with his abilities as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Xiphos Esports, they do have the ults invested, but also 1 point away from his ult to make a full stack of ults if need be. I believe Deadshot might be going with the Stormblade for this round. Or rather, never mind, he needs one more point. Maybe try to get into A, get those orbs, get the ults. And yeah, so you see, aggression coming in from A main. This might be their first point of contact. Scouting into sight, gets spotted. Deadshot gets on that Stormblade. Or rather, Bladestorm, apologies.
Pick, and he gets a pick through the wall, and when things don't go right, nothing else goes right, and that's the story so far. How it has been for Xiphos. Soul is good for another kill with that Bladestorm,
Spike
and
down.
Defiance.
Viper.
The cleanup crew has arrived and
Indeed.
takes down Xiphos. So mind you, that was, they were on low economy, Xiphos, and they chose to, go in
To buy
for the weapons,
anyway.
and they lost the Bladestorm. They did not get much profit out of that Bladestorm, and once again we see them going for a broken buy here with I think Bulldogs, Vandals, and Classic on the side of Thunderflash, I think. And they're going for fast.
I mean,
fast speed.
at this point, they've already tried everything in the book, right? They tried playing it slow, they tried, taking control of middle. Of course, look at Roach, but jumps
look
over
at
the
this
tripwire.
aggression from
I know exactly.
and
Oh my god, it's good for one, it's good for two.
But
No, Deadshot with the
he
refrag.
was Deadshot, yeah. I mean, but
Spike planted.
yeah, as soon as they see one area of the map being taken, they just concentrate on something else. And Roach has been really fast on flanking, and the plant has gone down for Xiphos, but they are right now on a 2v2. Thunderflash gets the kill onto Soul, and they have spotted out the last player's position, and Defiance goes for the Viper's pit.
Decides to invest the Viper's pit, fakes the defuse, goes around, might be able to catch the Sky of God. There we go. Thunderflash dies
Just
to
get him.
KCF. And
But we
it's
have
going to be a
Vincent
Viper
here.
death.
Is he? And he gets the kill.
Lands the shot through the smoke. And that puts one round in the board for Xiphos Esports.
And that too was very nearly taken away from them. Good presence of mind, I think, from Defiance there to use the Viper's Pit for that defuse, and it very nearly paid off for him. But the spam through the smoke, just the kind of luck that Xiphos needed to turn this around.
Yeah, Bane reading that well. Of course, I believe he had his smoke and everything. But nonetheless, lands the shots, manages to put that round for Xiphos. I mean, to be fair, Xiphos have tried everything in the book at the moment. They tried early on aggression, they tried rushing inside, they tried keeping mid, they tried waiting for the last few seconds. Finally, it paid off, but of course, this time, being read by UG, I assume. Of course, Deadshot, good for one kill, gets Defiance. Thunderflash, good for a second, cleans off Roach. And it is a 3v5 in favor of Xiphos Esports.
And Benji, the timing, he got timing, that was just bad timing.
Players
And,
remaining.
so we were able to get Sinbad, but Thunderflash is there with the refrag, and I think we are left with Jazz on 1v4. I think he's gonna go for it through Amen.
Yep,
Yes,
he might
he
try
is,
to
but
play
there
for
is
a few exit frags.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, but the tripwire at Amen was broken, and they know where it's coming from. So I think he's trying to, get some economic damage on the board for the team. But Xiphos are good for the kill, and that's the second round on the board for them.
Xiphos slowly but surely making their way towards a win, changing the momentum. Union Gaming had a really strong start at that match. Roach and Defiance going strong, but Xiphos Esports slowly coming back into the game.
Yes, and the only weakness with this composition of Union Gaming is that they're starved a little for information. That's why the Sky Sova is so popular on this map. But I think, okay, and yeah, you see them going for that early aggression, and it did not pay off. Deadshot is able to get the kill on Soul River.
Yes.
But
Soul
Roach
River.
is, Roach is here. and it's a matter of who spots who first.
Roach might be
And
unaware of this.
yes,
Unfortunate. The timing. Defiance there to get the refrag, of course.
but
Jazz
Jazz
with a quick
here
2
on this
kill.
A side, yeah, locking it down, and suddenly it's a 2v2, and they also have the information with that neural theft going, um, the neural theft being activated, and they know that both of these players are towards the B site, and they're gonna get the plant, but the Hunter's Fury is being invested to delay the
Enemy
plant,
remaining.
and he's going to
Spike
get one
down
kill
B.
with it, and it's left to Bane Insane on a 1v2, and he's going to go for the plant.
Of course,
I think
Defiance not
he
wasting
should be able
time
to get
on
the
the
plant,
flank.
but
Spots
Defiance,
him.
oh, but Bane Insane is able to get a nice kill, and now it's a 1v1, and does
And there we go.
Defiance, does Benji have his recon bolt online? Oh no, it's 20 seconds.
It's a game of ring around the roses. Benjay has 15 seconds still. He gets his recon dot. Might be, too little too late. Playing inside, playing with his smokes. Spots
And-
Benjay. Manages to clean
and
things
the
up.
clutch for him, clutch for Bane Insane, well played, and he's able to get 3 rounds on the board for his team. Yeah. So, like I was saying, the only so they are kind of forced to make these aggressive plays. I think Union Gaming, because of the compositional difference. So they have a Reyna and a Jet. So they're relying on the fragging power of Roach on that Reyna. So which is why they have gone for that composition, and I think which is why they're trying to be a little aggressive, and it has not paid off. So I think we're going to see a very defensive round from them. Yeah. So I think they're going for a fast rotate. They're leaving the Viper on the B side. And we see the side of Xiphos are going for, I think an A push. They're, slowly prodding their way into A, waiting to punish some aggression from the side of Union, but we're not seeing anything. They're being very disciplined here, and yeah, right. So Union are actually reading this well. So they have 3 players stacked on this A side, and the Seekers are gonna go.
And we see Chaos about to begin. Seekers coming. Soul
Yes.
River having a hard time trying to break that up with the Marshal. Manages to get rid of it. Jazz pushing in close. The attackers, of course, Xiphos Esports coming in. The plant gets spotted by the recon bolt. Defiance good there for 1 kill. Manages the Thunder Flash quickly refrag there. Chaos
And-
ensues.
Yeah, and UG, they able to convert that round. So yeah, like I said, they tried that aggression. So for 6 rounds, it worked. I mean, it was a bit of a mixed bag actually. They tried different approaches, and it worked 6 rounds in a row, and then Xiphos were able to pull it back, but then they kept on going for that aggression Union, and it did not pay off. So this round they changed things up. They stayed passive, and it worked worked out for them. So
Yeah.
7 rounds on the
So,
board for them.
both teams adapting to the other team, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And this time the Viper Wall comes up in B from the side of Xiphos Esports. Defiance gets tagged. Sinbad with the early Hunters too, trying to get his life, and of course does manage to do so. That is the Viper off the board for Team UG.
Thunder Flash here with the with the Ares. The Sentinels of Light Ares gives you superpowers. And UG here left on a 5v4 retake. And the Viper Spit is also invested to secure that front, and Deadshot is able to get Roach, but Soul River is able to get down the QV. It's flashed, and it's
Last player standing.
Soul River left on a 1v3 and is able to just get 1, and that's 4th round on the board.
Last round in the
Right.
half.
So so they went
Yes.
for a split kind of push there. I think Xiphos, they put 3 people on that B main area, and had Thunder Flash holding down mid. And yeah, I think that the Sova drone getting down, tagging Defiance on that B site, and the Hunter's Fury able to put him down. That is a lot of stopping utility gone for the side of
Indeed, yes.
UG, and yeah, I think that's what changed around there.
Losing all of that
Right.
smokes and the cover that UG needed, of course. Losing all of that quite on early meant that Xiphos Esports were able to push into site, well, fairly uncontested. This time around, once again, Xiphos have decided to split. Sinbad, of course, lurking and making his way all the way top into spawn. Jumps over the tripwire. Will he be able to get
I
one
think
kill
so.
here?
Overheard it.
And there we go. Tags him for 101. Left with 14 HP. Uses his recon dart.
Gets a nice
Lands the
flick
kill
onto
on Jazz. Nice shot. Benjay with refrag.
But right now they're paranoid about this halls area, the side of UG, because of all the space that Sinbad took. So they're worried about all their angles, and meanwhile the rest of the team from Xiphos are making their way onto the B side to secure the plant. And
Last player
Kiwi
standing.
here on the lurk, he's able to get down 2, and now we've left on Defiance on a 1v3, and he's going to be taken down from Deadshot. Likely, yes, he is.
There we
And
go.
yep, so half time
Switching
for and switching sides, and I think pretty even for, I mean, a pretty even first half, I would say. I mean, considering how it started, it was a 6-0 for the side of Union Gaming, and Xiphos were able to put it back, so props to them.
Indeed, reading the game, adapting to the playstyle of UG, and just spoking, prodding, seeing where they were weak, and capitalizing on that really, really quickly. I would say, losing only one round in the process afterwards, and yeah, a 7-5 to end the half in favor of UG, of course. And you said with the lack, as you said, of a second initiator.
Yep.
How would the second half, with the attacking phase for Team UG?
Yeah, I think they are running. They are running that Reyna, and I think they should go for really aggressive pushes off Roach's flash, because this is a very open map, and I think the flashes of the Reyna are pretty useful on this map, I would say, considering compared to other maps, but just as I say
Speaking
that,
of aggressive pushes, aggression all around the map, everyone falls and Roach is left alone to deal with 3 defenders from Xiphos. Gets a 3rd kill. He has the overhill, of course. Bane coming behind him. Does he spot him? Will he be able to clutch this? The blinding light comes in, spots the one behind him. Does not land the kill. Bane is cleaning up the round.
So yeah, nice kill there by Bane. Flanking on. The timing was perfect there, and yeah. So I was talking about they should play aggressive and they should play together. And that round, I think we saw a very unconventional kind of push. So we had 2 at A main, 2 at mid, and 2 holding B main. So that was, I don't know, kind of unorthodox, and it did not pay off. Yeah, Roach on that Reyna almost clutched it out, I would say, but yeah, and yeah, so the eco round for the side of
Thunder
and,
Flash.
yeah, with that Ares.
With that
it's not
overpowered
just the
Sentinels
fact
Ares,
that you
as
get
said.
killed, it's also the fact that it's very tilting to get killed by an Ares like that.
And the fact that he decides to keep on doing it even after he gets that initial kill.
Yeah, and
Benjay
Kiwi
trying to be aggressive. Red from Kiwi there.
yeah,
And
Kiwi
just
gets-
like that, so quickly. UG fall. Jazz does not get the kill. Kiwi good for a 3rd. And just like that, the
And-
scores are even.
Yep, and all the weapons saved on the side of Xiphos, so they're on their bonus round, and yeah, I think the side of UG can invest in a full buy. Yeah, they did not force buy that second round, and
Yes.
yeah, this will be a very important bonus round, because if Xiphos are able to convert this round, then that's a lot of economic damage on the side of UG. As you can see, only Benjay having more than 100 credits to his name, and yeah, so they're going in for this hard A push.
And Thunder Flash once again with that Ares spam trying to do a bit of damage. I don't think he managed to land any shots. Of course, Roach and Soul River
And
dashing
Soul
into
River,
sight.
yeah.
Gets off that shot, gets off Thunder Flash. Takes control of sight. Does he spot Kiwi playing there? Yes, he does. Roach gets ahead. Sees a second coming through double doors. Gets the kill.
And Roach is absolutely popping off right now on this arena. And we have been insane at mid with nothing but a judge, and is taken down. So 2 back-to-back flawless rounds, but to both the different to 2 different teams. So yeah, the buy round went perfectly for the side of UG, and like I said, the side of UG, this composition heavily favors their attacking side, and the fact that they got 7 rounds on the board for the defense is, you know, really good for them. And yeah, this aggression, it's hard to stop when, especially when your Reina is, you know, connecting. And right now, that's exactly what Roach is doing. So full buy round from both teams. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I think it's going to be just a fast speed push. So River dashes an updraft on the side, and
he is aware of the Viper playing in behind. Gets a kill. Bane is insane. Goes down. Look at this. Roach playing head to head
and
with
Roach is
the positioning absolutely key for this. Spots Sky in CT, spots Jet in mid. How does he approach this? Gets blinded by the guiding light. A Deadshot here holding the operator is good for 1 kill.
but
Playing
Roach
time,
is here
Roach.
for the kill.
Player standing.
On 3, and it's left on a 1v1, and the spike has not been planted yet. So Deadshot
In a tough spot for
is-
Roach actually to find the spike.
Oh, and
Deadshot
misses
misses
the
his first shot.
Yep,
Both
and
these players.
I have the spike.
will Roach expect Deadshot to peek from the main? And no, good repositioning from Deadshot there to secure the round for his team. And yeah, that was chaos on that B side with Roach, you know, Sinbad there with a risky owl drone, and he paid with his life for it.
Indeed.
You know, Roach there creeping up behind that wall, finding the timing on the owl drone to get Sinbad, but you know, at the end of the round, just came down to a 1v1, and Deadshot there outplaying Roach, fast repositioning, and scores level. And I think both teams on a full buy. Yes, they are.
Yes.
And Thunderflash is on his area. So
With the
of course,
areas that we've seen. This, of course, is his full buy, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, both duelists popping off for both sides, and everyone else contributing as well. Ben Insane playing inside B. So far, Team UG investing in mid and in A, but of course Sinbad
is able to take down
Sinbad, good
2
for
at
2.
mid. And
Finally
Kiwi
gets
is able
put down
to take
by
down
Defiance.
Benji, yes. And yeah, 4v2 right now, and I mean, so much space taken in mid. Yeah, and they're being cornered right now, so they do not have any sort of map control. But 2 quick kills, just as I say that. For
Player standing.
And Sky is low, but of course
One
with the
enemy
Ares Ganza kill Defiance, it is
He's
going to be a
on.
Viper def. Defiance has the ult.
Yeah.
If he manages to, you know, plant the spike, might be able to make things even. But of course, look at this. Viper is slowly making his
30
way.
seconds
Bane is
left.
making his way from elbow. They are back to back, but of course, I don't think anyone knows this.
yep,
One
and,
single sound cue is enough. He might catch Defiance off guard. There we go.
yes,
Bane
there we
with the
go,
better
and,
positioning.
yep, and Bane is able to get the kill onto Defiance, and yeah, I think Bane got the call that Defiance does have his Viper Spit ready, so he just did not want that plant to go down at any cost. So well played by Bane there, and 9th round on the board for Xiphos, and they are for the first time on this map leading.
In front. Yes.
Yep.
Bane, of course, does not pick a gun, unfortunately, during the end of that round. But nonetheless, things are looking good for Xiphos Esports. They are in the lead for the first time, as you said. At the initial...
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Soul River dashing inside with the ult. Manages to land the kill on Bane. An easy first kill there for him. Everyone put it inside.
And
Soul
gets
River good
the
for a second.
Second with a classic. Okay, so fast push onto that B side, and Bainington going down to the Bladestorm. I think.
The question
yeah,
is, does Defiance invest his ult into this, or how does he play this? Once again, we have Deadshot using the Bladestorm. Gets picked out. Soul River good for a third. Kifi refrags.
And
Benjay good for the kill. And it is
Thunder Flash.
Thunder.
Yeah, left with his
Ares in hand.
And Soul with that fourth
Was
kill.
that a 4K with Classic?
Yeah, it was the first kill was with the Bladestorm, but I think the rest of them were with classics.
Imagine.
Yeah, that.
Of course, an Ares is left. Do they play with the Ares? Do they throw it out of the map? What do they do with it? Yeah, I think they threw it out of the map.
Like, done with it. You just don't want
Done
to.
with Thunder Flash on his Ares, yes indeed.
Yeah. And
Soul River switches
yeah.
to an operator. Yeah.
And an eco round for the side of Xiphos. So even I think that was an NA recon dart. A failed recon. Yeah. A full eco shot is invested basically from the side
And
of
the Flash coming aggressively.
on the Flash is, and he's able to. Okay, never mind. He almost made it out alive there, and he's able to get a kill on that frenzy, but 4v4, and considering it's an eco round, that's already something good for the side of Xiphos, because I think they're reading this well. I think they know that it's going to be a B push, because they have all the space taken at the A site with Sinbad pushed out here, and
Roach good for one kill, pops in his ult. Bane is good for one with the shorty. Gets refragged by Soul River. Roach good for a second. Kiwi with the refrag gets refragged instantly by Benjay. And of course a 2v1, the plant going down. And the Sinbad gets spotted. Soul River does not land the kill. And it is a 1v2. How does Sinbad play this?
Considering they came into this round with shorties and a frenzy, I think it's a pretty good round for the side.
Yes, indeed. Xiphos doing really well.
Yep, a lot of damage they've done on their eco round, and but in the end, UG put one more round on the board, and they're back in the lead. So this map actually is going, it's pretty much a roller coaster. I mean, each team trading blows, and
I just noticed Soul River actually didn't pick up the operator that he dropped going into B site. He decided to leave that on the ground and just switch to the Vandal. He seemed to be having much better luck with it this map.
Yep.
And Roach quick to get control of Iron. Scout coming in from Thunderstruck. Gets spotted out by Benjay. Kiwi obviously knows that Roach is here. Cam gets taken down. Roach is good for the kill.
Yep. And
Roach rarely loses these fights.
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be a hit. I mean, and Soul River is able to get the kill on Thunder Flash too, and left on a 5v2. I think it's best if they save these weapons, and Deadshot's weapon is being taken down by Jazz. Beninson is able to get a kill onto Roach, but his position is noted, and he's gonna need a miracle to clutch this. Yeah.
Indeed, of course, Jazz is there to clean things up. A quick 3k for him. A good round there from Jazz. And yeah, the score is 11-9 in favor of UG. Xiphos Esports not far behind. This is still anyone's game. You never know how things go in a game like this.
Yep. And once again, I think Xiphos are on an eco, so a Guardian and 2 Marshals and a Sheriff. So considering how bad the economy was, I think as soon as it went to a 1v2, a 2v5 actually, the call should have been to just save your weapons. But At least when it was just Bane instead. Okay,
But
dead
Deadshot putting that marshal to use, I would say. Landing a kill on Roach.
Enemy mark.
That is a big hitter for UG out of the name, and of course, Soul River has taken significant damage too. Benjay, of course, with the Hunter's Fury, good for 1 kill. That is the Ares player of the board. Recon to gain some space in sight. Soul River,
And
meanwhile,
look at
making his
how
way.
much space Soul River has taken for the side of UG. So, and they're not even aware of this. The side of Xiphos are not aware of it, but Deadshot is able to
Deadshot.
do a 180 and the classic burst to get the kill onto Soria, but it's already a 3v2. But we have Kiwi here in an advanced position, so I don't think they're going to check this. He gets
Kiwi
one.
is good for 1.
Oh,
Spike
Benjay
down B.
refrag.
He's not able to get the
Right here.
second kill. I mean, if he had a Vandal or
Plant.
Phantom there, that was,
Scanning ahead.
I think, the round for
Deadshot,
Xiphos. but-
Deadshot is low. He's like literally 1 bullet away from that. They just need to have 1 stray bullet hitting him, and it's a round for UG in the bag. But the thing is, will they spot him?
I think Deadshot's good for 1 kill. I think he's gonna get at least 1. This is just me predicting. He's able to tag.
His position is revealed. There we go, yeah. 1 more shot and Benjay is dead, but Jazz behind. Good for the kill. There we go.
Yeah.
Holding the
It's good
perfect
for the
cross
kill.
to score.
And UG on map
Match
point.
point.
So keep in mind, guys, if you're just joining us, this is the map pick from Xiphos, and they are on 12-9 right now. I mean, they're losing 9-12 right now. So, and the next map for those of you joining us right now is Fracture, which was specifically picked by UG. So, yeah, let's hope that they have something on the bag. Xiphos have something in the bag for Fracture, because looks
Point
like
on.
Breeze is going to be UG's, but you know, it's Valorant. It's 12-9. We've seen comebacks from here. So yeah, and we see
Yes,
it's
UG,
going to
of
be an
course.
all-out ape hit.
UG, of course, on match point for this map. Jazz early on gets 1 kill, gets refragged by Deadshot. Bane
And
gets spotted by the recon dart. Roach coming in behind gets a kill, manages to dismiss out of safety. He's a second, but no,
Kiwi's able
Kiwi
to-
is good for the kill.
A.
And Deadshot gets the kill onto Defiance, and now Thunderflash left on a 1v2. And the double peek
Oh.
gets him, and that's the map for the side of UG.
Indeed, so no, that was a good map, I would say. You know, rounds going back and forth, refrags coming back and forth. Both teams playing, you know, head to head. The
Yep.
final score was 39 in favor of UG. Xiphos giving a valiant fight. But of course,
but-
that was the map selected by Xiphos Esports.
Yep. So I hope that Xiphos have something in the bag for us on Fracture, because UG looked the better team there. And if you can take a look at the scoreboard here, I think yeah, everyone basically did their part for both teams actually. And celebrate Roach. I'm still going to refer to Roach as Roach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Celebrity and Soul River, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah,
on
Roach
the-
and you know, Defiance. KUCF. Is that how you pronounce it now?
Yeah, Defiance. Just go with Defiance. It's easier.
Yeah, so you know,
Um,
the duelists dueling, controllers controlling, everyone doing their part, as you said.
Yep.
And that was
And,
a pretty intense first map.
Yep, it was, and I think the more noteworthy half was actually the first half, with both teams, like we mentioned earlier, both teams were adapting to each other. So once they saw aggression, they went another way, and mid for the side of Xiphos, when they were attacking, they placed a lot of emphasis on that mid control, and it did not
Mhm.
work out for them in the beginning, but you know, they kept working on it, and it did. And you know, the more direct side hits were did work as well. But on that second half, I think UG were just better. So they tried something new for their pistol round. Defaulted everywhere, did not work. But then they stuck to the strength of their composition and just entered with both Roach and Soul River. Soul River just dashing on the side, so Roach following up with his on his Reyna, and he just popped off, especially on the second half.
Yes, indeed. They were, they managed to get the kills that mattered, outfragging them when needed. And with everything in position, with perfect teamwork and sync, they managed to put map number 1 on the board for themselves. That means looking at the standing so far, Team UG has 2 points with their name, Xiphos Esports.
Yep.
So far, lost 1 map, do not have any points. So this is much... okay, so there we go. Taking a look at the head-to-head comparison, we have Roach, of course, the big carry there for Team UG, and Deadshot putting in a valiant effort as well. What do you think, Zeno?
Yeah, so you can see Deadshot has the higher first blood rates. I mean, obviously he is the Jet, but it's Soul River that enabled the Roach on that second half actually. So the Reyna was just following up, and the Jet is there for the distraction, there for the dash in, making that space for Roach, and Roach playing his role to perfection there. Following up on the possibly the info gained by the Jet on her way on the dash, but yeah, that's what I see. So Deadshot, with a good effort, but in the end, I think they just did not get enough rounds on their attack, is what I would say for Xiphos.
Okay, so of course, this is the end of the first map for today's second match. We have one more map, which is going to be Fracture I Know Something, a map that everyone is waiting to see. So let's head on into a small break, about 2 minutes, and we will see you on the other side. Do not go anywhere, and we will be back as soon as possible. See you soon.
Come on, let's go!
Give me those guns.
Who's next?
Give me those guns.
Who's next?
Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to today's match lineup. This is the Gamer.LK Logitech G Valorant Pro League, proudly powered by Viewsonic Gaming. So, the recap so far, we had 3 maps from evening. We had the 2 maps of the Group A first match, which was between Noob Alliance and Evox Esports. Noob Alliance walking away with the win of both maps, which means 4 points on the board for Noob Alliance. And a few minutes before, we had the first match for Group 2, which was between Union Gaming and Xiphos Esports. So at the end of that, which was Breeze, Union Gaming managed to walk away with those 2 points. And we head on into the last match of match day 1, which of course is going to be Fracture. So Zeno, going into the match between UG and Xiphos Esports, the last match of today, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I expected Xiphos to take that map actually, and but I think UEG have done their homework. They came out with with what works for them, and they were able to close that out. So Fracture, I'm interested to see how it turns out. First first ever competitive match in Sri Lanka in Fracture, and yeah, actually excited to see. I mean, from the agent compositions itself, because we've seen like a wide variety of agents used on this map, but with a lot of teams, opting for that Raze as the solo duelist on this map, and I don't think I've seen a double duelist setup on this map ever. So yeah, interested to see how the agent selections will turn out for this map, and yeah, I want to see. I especially want to see what UG has in store for us, because they chose this map, and I want to see what kind of set plays or what kind of game plan they have coming into this map.
Indeed. So wrapping things up with the final match of match day 1 of Gamer.LK's Logitech G Valorant Pro League powered by Viewsonic Gaming. So before moving on into the Agent Select, once again reminding you of the sponsors making all of this possible. The title partner for the event, we have Logitech G. Logitech G is one of the world's leading gaming peripheral brands that are pioneers in driving forward the esports performance market. And not forgetting, powering the entire tournament, we have Viewsonic Gaming. Viewsonic Gaming carrying the legacy forward to the future in producing esports performance-focused monitors for gamers just like you and me. So if you are in need of brand new equipment, if you need a new mouse, if you need a new headset, if you need a new keyboard, don't look too far. Just go and look at Logitech G. And if you need a brand new monitor to play like these amazing players out there, just head on to Viewsonic and grab yourself a brand new monitor as well. And of course, energizing this entire tournament, we have Red Bull. So I believe with that sponsor segment out of the way, we can actually head on to the agent select of the final map of match day 1.
Right. I think we are waiting for a player from team. Right.
Yes, once again, we will be waiting a few seconds, I assume, Zeno?
Yep. Right. So you want to make any bets on the agent compositions on the side of UG, maybe?
In the side of UG, well, I assume one player I think that we'll be seeing obviously would be a breach. A breach is something
true.
that we've been seeing used most of the times. Maybe a killjoy, I would assume, and combining that with a viper. I feel like the duelist of choice would be Raze, although I might be wrong. Roach might tend to go with Arena. But of course, there you go. Leaving predictions aside, we will be seeing what these players will be going with.
Okay. See Thunderflash going for a KO. And okay, so interesting from both teams actually. Yeah. Yes, and
I was completely off. I would say the breach is right, the viper is right, but Raze KJ no, a big no for both teams. I would say.
Yeah, and I mean both these teams are playing without a true sentinel. So what I mean by true sentinel is a sentinel that holds flanks, and not Sage. Sage is more of a sentinel duelist. Sentinel. I don't even know what Sage is anymore. Sage is basically the healer. Yeah, that's what I call her. But
Okay.
you know, let's see how they approach. So I think we're seeing a fast push onto this A side,
Look at this.
and
Early aggression.
yeah,
Yeah, you're saying.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that was early aggression. The fault line to create space for Sorio, but not working out. But on the other hand, we see Roach and Jazz are able to get some kills, and we have an open plant. We have a plant on the A side, but we see a double flank coming in, and Sinbad is able to get a kill on the
One
venture,
enemy
but Roach is once again with this on this ghost, man. Roach is, I mean, on all weapons, Roach is in
Domination,
yeah.
I would say. Yeah, and I mean, you know, when you have a Reina just getting the extra heal, the extra 50 HP on the first round, it's really hard to deal with. And when you have him combined with a name like Roach's, it's not something that you want to be peeking out to.
Yeah, and you know, when you have a Reina that pops off like this, you know, why not just put him on Reina on all maps, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, so
and,
we
I
saw
think-
early aggression coming from UG. Like really fast they were entering into site.
and Sorry is able to get the kill on Bishop, but Thunderflash is there with the nice sharp headshot. But Sinbad is here low on 7 HP. We saw a double split onto the A side, and Insane is trying to push on to drop to get a kill, but no. And UG are on the advantage here. 4v2 retake, forced to retake, and Jazz is able to get the kill on the Sinbad, and Kiwi is gonna be taken down by Roach once again with that ghost attack onto the head. And yeah, so nice, you know, nice conversion on that second buy round for the side of UG, and you know, they are making a lot of space for their jet on that A main area through the doors actually, and through the A doors, and you know, so River's capitalizing on that, and so I think we are seeing a double B push, yeah, a B split from the side of UG, and I think the mentality for this map is just play it fast. Just don't give them enough time to rotate. And
so we have the early nebulas, the slow orbs, the walls, everything coming in to try and stop them. But of course, Roach does not care. He is making his way from Arcade, gets the first kill on Breach. I believe that was Thunderstruck, and already in elbow. Deadshot, good for 2. Gets Soul River, gets Jazz, sees Roach. He dismisses away, gets back to safety. Defiance there, good for another kill, and once again it's a 3v2 in favor of UG. Scratch that, it's a 3v1. Benjay, good for another kill. Bane is insane, is left alone to try and do something about this.
yep, and not looking favorable for him. If I was him, I'd probably just save this weapon. Gets a kill, but I think that's all he's going to get in this round, because they are not peeking. They are just waiting for him, for the defuse to come in, and he's gonna have to find these kills very soon, because the spike is taken down, and yeah, he gets taken down, and that's the third round on the board for Union Gaming. And okay,
Yeah,
pretty much how
looking
they
strong
started
at this
Breeze.
moment. You know,
Yep.
we talked about the initial aggression. We saw the same thing in Breeze. We see that being taken over into Fracture as well. Roach
and-
already on 8 kills already with the assault in hand.
Yeah. And you know, given the fact that they don't have a sentinel to hold those you know, flanks, I think they're playing this with the right approach. Actually, they're just, you know, it's just aggression on
Not
this.
giving time for them to get
Yep.
flanked.
And Deadshot is able to get a kill onto Soul River with the shorties, but gets
Just
traded
look at the
out.
Sinbad is making his way on the flank, but by that time he comes, these guys are already in sight, getting ready to defend after the post plant. So, and of course, nice shot there. Manages to tag. That is Roach, of course. Once again, gets spotted. Roach is good for a kill. Manages to get the heal back up. Sinbad making his way from B main. We have the Sage playing on Dish, or rather drop. And yeah, UG holding steadily to site.
They're just
One enemy
delaying.
remaining.
Sinbad over and over, and Roach is there for the cleanup onto Kiwi, and that's the 4th round on the board. And I mean, it feels like the map just started, and we already have 4 rounds completed down to all 4 the side of UG. So yeah, they're going in for these fast, aggressive splits on both sides. So they're attacking a site from both the sides actually, and you know, using the layout of this map to their advantage. And I think we should see a shift in playstyle coming in from Xiphos. They are going to need to have to push one side really fast, and I think that's what they're doing. So you can see, I think the
That's stacking
KO
inside.
and KO and Sinbad, Thunderflash and Sinbad are pushing in really fast from that B side. So that Lurk is coming in fast, but will it come soon enough? Because Roach has taken down the main B defense, and they're already in sight. So
Lock in sight.
I mean,
And of course,
and the
ult
Viper's
comes in
Pit
from
goes down.
Defiance.
Yeah, and the Viper's Pit on this side is very hard to deal with. And Sinbad does get the kill on to Jazz, but they have that entire pit to clear, and so much utility being invested. So I think they are going in for this, and a blind Defiance is able to get the kill onto
Player standing. One enemy remaining.
Kiwi managed to land the kill on the Roach. Defiance good for the refrag, good for a 3rd, and manages to clutch the round out. That was, I think, maybe a bit too close for comfort, I would say. And
Yeah,
and I
a
actually
bit
think,
too-
you know, what you said would actually work. You know, Sinbad and Thunderstruck coming on the really quick flank, managing to get most of the players unaware.
Yep, true. And you know, that, I mean, if it was not for the Viper's Pit, I think Xiphos had that round. And you know, a good adaptation by, I mean, they adapted well. They realized that, you know, with how the composition of Xiphos works, they are, I mean, with how UG works, they are supposed to go for these fast hits. So they need to aggress onto one side, and we see a flash in there
I can't use that.
coming in from Xiphos, but they got punished for it. They got punished really bad for it, and yeah, and already, I mean, 20 seconds into the round, and it's already a 5v3,
Already
and
2 players down, yes. And of course, make that a 5v2, make it a 5v1. And Roach is cleaning things up. Good for a 3rd. No, Soul River peeks in, gets a kill, and another flawless round there for Team Union Gaming.
right.
I think, you know, this is purely
So,
getting outmatched in gunplay.
yeah, true. And you know, I did say they should have, I mean, what they did was right, and it's just 50-50 at this point. So last time they pushed out, they were lucky to not, you know, face 5 people head on, but because they were
Indeed,
attacking the other
yes.
side. But right this time when they pushed out, they just faced, you know, 5 people looking at them. I mean, 3 people actually, but still, point stands, and I think we are seeing a gamble stack onto that A site, but we are seeing a B hit coming in from UG, and I think it should be a comfortable spike plant for them. Because this B site right
Blinded
now
side
is
might make their
vacant.
way in. Roach, of course, on the other side of things, cleaning up. Gets
But
Kiwi, Thunderflash, good for 2, good for
is
3
Good
actually.
for 3 actually, yeah. And okay, suddenly he's just turned this round around all by himself, and Deadshot is able to get the kill onto Defiance, and
Enemy down.
Thunderflash getting a little cocky there, I would say. But
Benjay saying,
I mean,
sit
Benjay,
down.
but he does have his revive ready, and I think, yeah, that's
Your duty is not over.
Yeah. Goes for it, gets, and
And
the
we have the Rolling Thunder coming in.
Rolling
Soul River,
Thunder
good, not getting
invested.
stunned, good for a kill as well. Deadshot goes down, puts out the Blade Storm.
30 seconds
Once again, a
left.
2v2. This
And-
is a winnable round, I would say.
Enemy remaining.
GG. Make that a what?
And-
2v1? Does he spot the breach? Yes, he knows he's there.
And so River, I mean, you saw when I think you should have spotted that out when he was going for the revive. He was searching for Soul River.
Indeed, he was
searching for
contemplating
it.
which one
Yeah.
which one should I revive here? Which one is
And
the
I
most
think
valuable
he made
player for
the-
this?
And I think he made the correct choice there. But questionable there from the side of Xiphos. You know, yes, they did have the revive online, but it was a 1v2. I mean, a 1v. It was a 2v4. Yeah, a 2v3 basically. So why just? And you know there was a wall there. So why did you invest the Rolling Thunder there? You had the numbers advantage. You could have waited for them to plant, and you know. Could have played that round a lot of different ways, but not that way. And just as I say that,
Once again, the gamble not working out, I would say. Trying
Yep.
to make their way from B main into A, but of course this time UG trying to attack into B side, managed to get those two the two flankers rather, and the spike goes down. It's a 5v3. The walls come in, the wipers, rather the smokes come in, and of course the defenders not have the best guns to attack this, and of course they have Roach to go through as well. Deadshot, good for 1 kill.
yeah, and okay,
Last player standing.
things looking not very possible for Deadshot right now. He's not being spotted. Was ducking there
Managing to
for
stay
his
alive,
life.
finally.
Yeah, and finally gets taken down by Jazz. So yeah, I think you know, I think aggression is the way that Xiphos has to play this, and they're doing it, but I think they're approaching it in the wrong way. So they have their KO. Their KO is the only agent capable of, you know, gaining information for them. So they should probably, you know, use their aggression based on the information that KO gathers. So, you know, throw your knife. If there's no one there, just aggress with someone, or just fall back to the other side, because right now they're just blindly pushing in, and you know they can either face no one or 3 players, and
Blocking sight.
I don't think they're approaching this right. And Soul River is able to get the kill onto Deadshot, and a free B site once more, and Kiwi is able to get the kill on to Soul River with that Sheriff, and he's able to get the rest to get Deadshot back as well, but KOCF gets the kill, and we see for the first time, I think, Xiphos in an advantageous position on this round, and Roach is being flushed out with that breach aftershock, and the shot is able to get the kill, but now a 1v2, a 1v1 actually, and I mean, I could barely follow that.
Indeed, that was chaos. I actually thought that was winning round there for in the hands of Team Xiphos, but in the end, Defiance managed to turn things around on its head. I'd say a quick 3k by him to win that one once again for UG.
Yep.
I believe
And,
actually Xiphos had everything working out for them. A quick 2k from Kiwi, the revive coming into nice sheriff shots from him, and managing to take out Roach before he could do too much damage. But yeah, they could not finally execute the last parts of it.
Here.
Right, and
was something new,
they
I
heard,
guess.
they heard the blade storm, and they knew exactly where Deadshot will be being. And I think Deadshot is lucky that he whiffed the updraft there. To be honest, 'cause
Two
they're
players were waiting for him
him.
to poke his head.
Yep. And I think they've poked around on this A site, and seeing no aggression, I think Xiphos have read this well, and they're putting 3 people onto this B side. But for the first time, we don't see a really fast hit from the side of UG. I mean, they were taking it slow. They were waiting for the pushes, and played a slow round, and they're on a 4v2, so 4v4 actually. Right? Deadshot there with his knives, and Benji is able to get the kill. So we were aggressing on the side. Jazz using his breach utility to perfection, and once again Xiphos are on a 2v4, and things are looking really bad for them, not only in this half, not only this round, but just this entire map as a
Indeed,
whole. And
it doesn't
Yeah.
look good when you have to try and come back from something like this. I mean, we still have 2 more rounds left in this half. You never know what could happen, but the way things are going, it has been looking fairly one-sided this entire half, I would say.
Yep, and 10-2. So right now it's desperation right now coming in from Xiphos. They are investing in a really broken by a guardian, 2 specters, a sheriff, and a vandal, and I think we'll see fast hit from
So
Yes,
River
tough
going
gunfight
back,
there.
pushing in with efficiency as well.
And I have no idea how Soriro was able to get that kill because that was. I mean, I don't know what that was to be honest. He just did.
Whiffs coming
He
from
just
teams,
did
yes.
not give a damn. Yeah.
And of course, I think
Uh,
Benjay is actually 1 orb away from the revive as well. So
Yep.
maybe, and of course, there we go. The Viper's bit
Yep.
invested in B.
Spike planted.
And the spike being planted, so ball being taken down. Then
One enemy remaining.
Mike is gonna give the information, but Benji is able to get the kill and give us the finish animation
round
for the
before
first
the switch.
time.
Not an animation you can really admire, unless you're defusing a spike and you have enough time.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's a really nice one if you can actually enjoy it, I would say.
Yep, and yeah, 11-0, and I mean,
Last
we
round.
knew when we saw Fracture, we knew that they were coming in here. They had a point to prove. They were making a statement, and yep, they
Absolutely.
have. I
And
mean,
they are making a really big statement, I would say.
yep, unless they choke this in a really bad way, which I really doubt happening. I
indeed.
don't think they're gonna lose this map, and will we see a 13-0 actually? I mean, I hope not, for the sake of the mentality of the boys from WG. Xiphos. Thunderflash there pops his ult, and he gets killed, and
Soul River. With a kill.
yeah, he gets.
But I believe, according to the new mechanics of it, it's the person who downs the KO that gets a kill, right? I
Yep,
believe
yep.
they changed that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
But nonetheless,
that
the
is
final details of it. Yep. Once again, it's a 5v4. In favor of UG, the fight goes down. Benjay, Jazz, Roach,
And
Chaos, I would say.
yeah, flawless
Defiance.
attack, half coming in
Switching sides.
from
Match
UG
point.
actually, and I mean 12-0. That's not you don't want to be at the end of that. So right now I don't know what's going on in the heads of the guys from Xiphos, but there's still a long way to go. 4 more matches for them to. I mean, 3 more matches.
Indeed, I mean,
think, for
at
them
least they
to
know
turn.
which map to ban next time they have to face UG.
Yep. Yes. And
So-
I mean, their mentality is not going to be that good after this match. But then again, it's all about consistency, and they have 3 more matches, so anything can happen those 3 matches. And we see the pistol round now starting in, and it's gonna be an A split. I think they're just holding for pushes and
I
playing
think
this a
we've
little
we've
slow.
got 2 players playing inside A. We have one guy. We have Bane is still in spawn, but we have Jet creeping in slowly. That is
Yep, and
Soul River might be able to catch him off guard. Benjay good for 1, Roach good for 1, Bane gets reflag on Celeb. Roach gets another kill on Sinbad.
and
What happens now?
on. Yep, they're going in for the plant at the B side. Deadshot is able to get the kill onto
Spike
Defiance, and now
Last enemy remaining.
Ben
Last
is able to
player
get 1
standing.
kill, but right now it's a 1v2, and Ben J is on 30 HP, and
And
he
there we go.
is able to get the kill onto Deadshot, and that is a 13-0, guys, on Fracture. So when the pick was made, we knew UG wanted to prove a point, and I mean 13-0 is a pretty big point, I would say.
Absolutely. We expected great things. We expected a statement from UG, as you said, and
Yep.
we absolutely received one, I would say. They delivered.
Yep, they did, and we saw Xiphos, reading well. The counter players were there, but they just did not approach it. And in the end, as the round started slipping by, I think the mentality was not good. They started making some small mistakes, and we see the scoreboard. So as usual, Roach on the top of that scoreboard with an average combat score of 449 with 22 kills and 7 deaths. I mean, that's insane. Deadshot with a valiant effort, but everyone else from Xiphos, Deadshot has 10 kills, but he too was, not that impactful, and in the end, UG were the better side by far on Fracture. Yep.
Yeah, Xiphos were not ready for that aggression. They were not ready for those plays. And well, the better team won, I would say. In
And
that
frankly,
match.
I don't think they were ready for Fracture either. I think it caught them off guard. They did not expect Fracture to be played. I mean, I did not expect Fracture to be played. I thought it was one of those maps that was going to be banned for sure, but we see...
Yeah, like when Icebox came out initially.
Yep. Yeah, so statement made by UG here. They are here to play.
Yeah, so that, of course, concludes match day 1 of the Gamer.LK's Logitech G Valorant Pro League powered by Viewsonic Gaming. Just to recap the entire day, we had 2 matches today. Initially, we had the first match of Group 1, the match between Noob Alliance and Evox Esports. Noob Alliance walking away with the win of both maps, which means 4 points on the board for Team Noob Alliance and 0 points for Team Evox. The second match was between Union Gaming and Xiphos Esports, which was the first match of Group 2. And once again, Union Gaming managing to win both these maps, which means 4 points on the board for Team Union Gaming and 0 points on the board for Team Xiphos Esports. So there we go. Group A and Group B, Noob Alliance and the Union Gaming at the top of those respective categories. But of course, this does not mean anything, Zeno. We still have a bunch of more matches to see, and we have amazing Valorant coming tomorrow, the day after, and every single day up until the 26th, where we'll be having the grand finals. So, what do you think? Was this a really good first day, or what do you think? Are you tired?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it as a whole, it was a couple of 2-0s, but I think the matches were much more closer than that. I mean, certain maps at least, and could have gone either way, but in the end, 4 points to both Noob Alliance and UG, and tough luck to both the teams that lost, but 3 more matches to go, and anything can happen, and it's all about consistency, like I said before. So let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. So 4 teams play today, and we'll be having 4 more teams playing tomorrow as well into new matches. So who knows what will happen? Let's just tune in and see how those matches go as well. So before we wind up and call it a day, we have the head-to-head stats to take a look at, as well as who the Logitech MVP of the match is. So let's just go into that and take a look. So no surprise, we have Roach and Deadshot once again. What do you think, Zeno?
I mean, I don't know what to say actually. Roach,
The stats speak for itself, I would say.
Yep, they do, and Roach just, he was just hitting everything, and nothing could pretty much go wrong for him, and and
Deadshot tried his best.
Effort. Yep, but in the end, it was not really a matter of which duelist was best, but I think it was the entire team's effort, which was the decisive factor. So
yeah, and in the end, Union Gaming proved to us, making a statement, that they were indeed the better team in both these maps.
Yep.
So of course, before we do wind things up, we'd like to once again mention the amazing sponsors who are making the Gamer.LK's G Valorant, the Logitech G Valorant Pro League powered by Viewsonic Gaming a possibility. As the name suggests, of course, the title partner is Logitech G, one of the world's leading gaming peripheral brands and pioneers in driving forward the esports performance game market. And not forgetting, powering this tournament, we have Viewsonic Gaming. Viewsonic, as you know, Zeno, have been manufacturing monitors for over 30 years now, for about 3 decades, and a majority of today's esports athletes have played on Viewsonic monitors some time or the other. And not forgetting, energizing this entire tournament, we have the amazing people at Red Bull as well. So, of course, not forgetting to mention as well about the Valorant Pro League fan favorite team. So if you would like to support these teams, if you would like to show your love and your support, you can head over to the Sri Lanka Valorant community group page, where you can see these 8 teams, and you can just click and vote for who you think deserves to be the fan favorite team of this year's VPL. So yeah, I believe we have the MVP,
Yep.
which
I
maybe
think.
is-
I mean,
yeah.
any guesses? Any guesses?
with a landslide, I would have to say, given how both these matches went, obviously Roach, right?
Yeah, obviously Roach. So I mean, I think the stats are yet to come, but I mean, Roach had an insane showing today on Breeze. That aggression, especially on that attack side, he really turned up, and on Fracture, I think I mean, they had a composition that revolved around aggressive play, and having a player like Roach who just hits his shots. Yeah. Just he was just better than the rest of the playing field, and I think looking at how the groups are right now, I think only 2 teams from each group has played a match, and Noob Alliance are obviously the on Group A. They won both their maps, are on 4 points, and UG are on 4 points as well. With a good showing against Xiphos. I mean, a good showing would be an understatement. To get a 13-0 against a really strong opponent like Xiphos, that has to do wonders for their confidence. And they are coming in on their group. There is also WG, which is considered to be the best team in Sri Lanka right now. I mean,
At the moment, yes.
Yes, they had a roster change recently. They got Chromes into their roster, and after that, I don't think anyone has been able to get a series off them. So that match is one to look out for, UG versus WG, because UG when Valorant first came out to the scene, UG were dominating, and then they kind of fell down. I mean, kind of faded a little, but now I think in the VPL especially, I think they are here to prove a point, and I think that would be the matchup to look out for in the group stages. But that is, I mean, I'm not putting the other teams down, because anything can happen. Like I said before, all these teams have been practicing really hard, and we'll just try to see how it goes. But I'm excited for the rest of these matches, Kiri.
Indeed. So speaking of WG, I believe we'll be seeing their first match tomorrow. So we'll be getting to see how they actually play. I believe the match would be against Tekmoth, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, let's just see how that match goes. And of course, we have another match coming up in Group A as well. And of course, as you were saying, without any doubt, the Logitech MVP of this match
is Roach. Yeah. And Roach, if you're watching this, we are still going to refer to you as Roach, not celebrity.
Not celebrity, even though you may be one.
Yeah, but and a combined ACS of 750 across 2 maps. That's just something that's just insane. And 43 total kills, and Yeah, he dropped 22 kills in a 13-0 map, so that speaks volumes to how good he was.
Yeah, I
And,
believe this is also
you know,
an official title.
okay, all right, kill leader,
Yeah,
yes.
so highest kills of the day. So kill leader of the day with 43 kills is also going to be Roach.
Right, so yep, so for everyone who's facing Roach in the future in the VPL, I've got bad news. He's on form right now, and you need to look out for him.
Yeah, we saw some really great plays today. Even the first match we had Ice Speed popping off in both those maps. We had Roach, and we have some amazing players playing tomorrow as well. Of course, what can you expect other than this when you are playing against the best Valorant teams in Sri Lanka? So we have more for you tomorrow, the day after, and in these following weeks as well. So please do stay tuned. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who has been a part of this broadcast, especially the players and all of you who are watching this. And we would like to thank once again the referees who have been watching these matches, going through everything, as well as the amazing production team behind all of this as well. And once again, we would like to thank the sponsors of the event. We have the title partner, Logitech G, the powering this event, we have Viewsonic Gaming, and energizing us, we have Red Bull as well. So thanking everyone. I believe we can actually call it a day for today, Zeno.
Yeah, so good day, and thank you everyone, and I think we'll see you tomorrow on the stream. Good night, guys.
Yes, indeed. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and have an amazing night. Cheers, everyone.
Come on, let's go!
Give me those guns.
Who's next?